All right, let's go over skill 2.4, which is division of fractions right here, or 2.4b, excuse me. And the key thing about this is when we're dividing fractions, there's two ways of doing it. And the one way is much faster than the other way, which is you keep the same fraction, you flip the second, and you multiply. Let me show you with this one. So if I have 6 over 4, I'm going to keep that same fraction. We're going to turn it into a multiplication symbol, but then we're going to flip that second fraction. So it's 4 over 2. And then we're just going to multiply across. 6 times 4 is 24. 4 times 2 is 8. And now I can simplify because 24 divided by 8 is just 3. So my answer is 3. So notice how quick that is. But here's the thing. We don't necessarily understand why we do that unless we think of dividing fractions as getting a common denominator. So let me show you. We want you to be able to use this method, but also understand why we do that, okay? So if we look at this fraction here, you have 6, let me go back here, there we go. You have 6 shaded pieces. You can see that in the picture here below. And the size of them is given with that fraction, or the denominator piece right there, 4. So you can see right away that we have, here, one second, let me zoom out. There we go. You have 6 shaded, and I want to group by 2. Now here's what's important. When I see this, notice the denominator is the same size. So in other words, I want to group by the same size. I want groups of 2 that are 1/4. So I just need to group by 2. So here's 6. I will group by 2. So there's 1 group of 2, 2 groups of 2, 3 groups of 2. So therefore my answer is 3, which is the same thing we had on the last time, on the other one. And notice what we're doing is we're just dividing across. Because all we want is if we have the same size, I need to group by the same size. So 6 divided by 2 gives you 3, and we're finished. Notice if I were to rewrite this, really we're dividing by 2. So another way of getting division to show up with fractions is you put what you're dividing on the bottom or in the denominator, which is exactly why we can invert that, or in other words, flip that second fraction and multiply. Because we're literally dividing 6 by 2. And that's what you see here circled. That is 6 divided by 2 times 4 divided by 4. And since 4 divided by 4 is 1, they're going to cancel each other out. So if I can get a common denominator, it's the same thing. They're both the same exact way. One's faster than the other. So let me show you a different one, just to kind of give you another example. So notice here, they're the same size, right? So really, I could just divide by the numerators. 9 divided by 3 is 3. We're done. That's it. Because if we look here at the picture, I'm grouping by 3. So there's 1 group of 3, 2 groups of 3, 3 groups of 3. So of 9/5, there are 3 groups of 3/5. Well, let's look at the whole, keep the first fraction. We're going to multiply, and then we flip the second fraction. Notice we're dividing 9 by 3, which is the same thing you see here. The 5's are going to cancel because this is 9 divided by 3 times 5 over 5. Those cancel. And then you're left with 9 over 3, which is 3. Okay, we can see that on all of these. Take a look at the next one. See how quick this can go. They're the same size, so I'm just doing 7 divided by 2. So if we look, there's 1 group of 2, 2 groups of 2, 3 groups of 2. And if I go another group of 2, this one is half. So I have 3 and 1/2 groups, and that's my answer. Or, notice I can just write 7 over 2 because that's the same thing as 3 and 1/2 if we rewrote that improper fraction as a mixed fraction. Okay? Let me show you again. Let's do we'll keep the first fraction, we'll multiply, and then we'll flip here. So that's 3 over 2. Again, we're still dividing 7 by 2. 3's will cancel, and you're left over with 7 over 2, which is exactly what we had originally. Okay? So now that you've seen kind of that process, let's go over this key idea. So 2 ways. We can see division by getting common denominators. That's kind of what these instructions are telling you, that these fractions are not the same size. So what I could do is I can get them to be the same size. Or in other words, get the denominators to be equal. Well, to get 3 to be 6, I can multiply that by 2. That means I have to scale the other one up by 2. So this is now 14 over 6 divided by 2 over 6. Since they're the same size now, 14 divided by 2 is 7. And I'm done. If you're having a hard time figuring out what to do to get them to be the common denominator, you could just multiply, for example, the denominators together. So I could do this, times this by 6, times this by 6. 7 times 6 is 42. 3 times 6 is 18. I'll have to multiply the other fraction, scale it by 3, get 6 over 18. And now your answer is just whatever 42 divided by 6 is, which is 7. So you can go either way, but the key thing is we want the fractions to have the same denominator. So if I look here at this next one, to get 4 to be 12, I can just scale this up by 3. So this is now 30 over 12. Oh, excuse me. Divided by 5 over 12. And now it's just 30 divided by 5, which is just going to give you 6. Okay. So let me show you the other way. I call it copy dot flip because you're copying the first fraction and then you put a dot for multiply and then you flip. So for example, I copy the first fraction, I put a dot, and then I flip this one. So now it's 12 over 5. So that process of division is the same thing here because again, we want to divide by the numerator, right? We want to divide by the numerator, but the pieces are not the same size. So notice what I'm going to have to do is multiply this 12 by 4 and this 4 by 12 in order to get them to be the same size. If I were just to multiply them together, that means you have to do 4 times 5 here, and then you're going to have to do 12 times 10 there. Now I want you to look at this carefully because notice that 5 times 4 is actually right here. It's right there. You're going to multiply across and you're going to get 20. The 10 times 12, well, it's right here. You see it? It's right there. You're just multiplying across. So either way, we're still doing the same thing, but the copy dot flip just does it all in like one quick step. That's why you were probably taught that method when you're dividing fractions. But when we're dividing fractions, this method you see here is not division. It's a trick. And you're missing out that when we're actually dividing fractions, really what we're doing is we're getting them to be the same size piece, and then we're dividing or grouping by the numerator. That's it. Okay? So I know this video's gone a little too long. I'm going to try and quickly show you the copy dot flip for a few, so that way you can decide what you would like to do. So for example, this one here, I'm going to do a copy dot flip, or in other words, the first fraction stays. I'll put a dot for multiply, then I'll flip the second fraction. Multiply across, that's 15 over 8, and that's your answer. Okay? If I wanted to do the other way, get a common denominator, let me change colors. Let's go purple. I will multiply this by 5 to scale it up, so now that's 15 over 10. Multiply this by 2, that gives you 8 over 10. And then we would just divide across, and notice we'll get the exact same answer as this one. Okay? So it's the same process. One is quicker than the other because it's the trick. But true division of fractions is what you see by getting a common denominator. That's literally what we're doing here, is we are getting the pieces to be the same size. Once they're the same size, then all we care about is dividing the numerator, and that is it. But doing the whole copy dot flip, like for example this one, again, it's the same idea. It just does it really quickly. But just know that this is not really division. This is just a handy trick to use. Okay, and that's it. Hopefully that makes sense. If not, please let me know, and we'll chat. See you later.